the spheres, beyond the known, into the Malediction. This is Beyond the Conclave.
Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Conclave, a Malediction podcast like no other that you'll find anywhere else. I am your host, Toxic Mike from Deviant Dice Rollers. If you don't know about Deviant Dice Rollers, that is what is presenting this show to you right now. We are a community of passionate Malediction players of all kind of card and tabletop games, but mainly Malediction, because that's what we're here for. Now, we're not here to talk about anything else. Get that out of your brain. Today's show, we're going to be answering the question that every Malediction player, when they get into the game, has to decide on their own, but we're going to give a little helping hand there as to what faction you should be playing, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're brand new. Hopefully, by the end of this episode, you'll know where to start, because we're going to give you a little helping hand. If you've already picked up your favorite, I'm probably going to tell you why you're wrong, and that just means why you should play the Conclave, because I don't care how many games I've lost posted on DeviantDiceRollers.com. The Conclave still reigns supreme. I put that in the Discord. I'll say it right now. They reign supreme. I don't care what you have to say. Anyway, we're also going to be covering a new addition to the website, Grok's Games. This edition is blowing up more than I thought it was going to. You guys are very passionate about playing these mini games. We're to go over everything that's there. Reinforcement packs, previews. We got more. Last week we went over a couple. We've got a lot more to go over this week. And the first Agnar tournament is coming up September 5th. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. If you're in the area, come up and play with us. Put your hat into the ring. See if you can survive and become number one. Community update to everyone. Thank you, everyone, for the amazing response, not only on the podcast, but on the daily lore challenge over at DeviantDiceRollers.com. If you go over there right now, let me bring that up on the screen. For you people that are watching the video right now, we have these lovely games. One of the top mini games on the site that is just it's far and beyond what I even thought it was going to become, which is the Grok's Daily Lore Challenge. You come here, you get asked a question. This question right here is, what are anchors within the Malediction? All right. Now, I'm going to give you the answers. A, stable locations that can be reliably reached and used to navigate. B, gates through the wall of Galdrin. C, relics that hold back the corruption. Or D, shrines raised by the first seekers. And I am going to be honest with you, I am not very good at the lore, so I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and go D, and let's see if I'm correct. No! Teleportation and long-range travel. All right, wait, that wasn't even the question. My site just... yeah. This question was, what is the magical specialty of Sphere Akenza within the Conclave of the Spheres? That is weird that it changed up right there. I see that there is some magical things going on with that site right now. I'll have that fixed. Anyway, go check it out. Check out the mini games. There's also a couple others like the Dice Rolling Challenge, Guess the Card, and the Daily Community Challenge, which... a lot of people there's been some arguments over this one. This one's starting actual fights where it gives you a scenario on the playing field. This one says aggression or control. So I'm going to give you a little tidbit into this one. Let me read this correctly. You lead on mastery going into what should be the final round. Okay, so you're leading on mastery going into the final round. Their strongest unit is damaged and standing in the open. And simply keeping a unit nearby your husk claims the relic in the end phase. So they're saying, what should you do? Should you charge the damaged unit and finish it? Hold position nearby the husk and claim it? Split the activations, one charges, one holds, or reposition to deny their approach. I chose hold position nearby the husk and claim it. Whereas apparently the right answer was to charge. There is no right answer, by the way. But the right answer, according to a lot of people, is to hold the position. Or no, charge the damage to no, hold the position nearby the husk, and I chose charge and damage the unit. A lot of people are saying hold the position. All right. So go over to the site, check that out. I appreciate everybody enjoying that feature of the site. I'm having fun creating these features, as much fun as you guys are having enjoying them and going to the site on a daily basis. Reinforcement packs. Let's get into that. We're just jumping right in because you know what? We don't have any time to pussyfoot around. All right, so let's go into some I think that we did not discuss last week. All right, so first off, we have, let me get out of there. Back to this one. Hands of the Church. Now, this one, when I first saw it, and we're looking at the image right now, and it's the image of a guy bound by what looks like a star, a metal enclosure with actual, I just noticed this, hands over his mouth, which is just a very, very creepy, almost image from the movie Saw type of imagery. And the model that you're going to be printing for this, I mean, geez, whoever thought this up, see a therapist. Oh, I'm looking at the alt models, and there's just one with the guy, like it looks like he's in mid walk, and the hands are over his mouth. He looks so sad. So the card reads like this. So this is for the Order of the Shattered Throne. It's a human. All right. Tack 3, grazes 1. But it says this. So it has Unleash. Unleash. Whenever an ally activates nearby this unit, you may exhaust this unit. If you do, it may perform a charge if able. So somebody else activates, you just kind of exhaust him and he charges. Or Dire 1. Whenever an enemy engaged with this unit activates, that enemy suffers 1 damage. That's crazy. So you want this guy up close in range, at least contesting other units nearby, because he is going to be doing damage no matter what. That's the Order of the Shattered Throne, at the bane of my existence. Next one, Courtly Spectacle. Let's see. This one looks like something. This card and the head of it, I just noticed that he's bound by his ankles. Looks like something out of the PC game. Why can't I think of the name? Half-Life. It looks like something out of Half-Life. It's weird. It's like all like stone coming out of the front. Oh, is that actually a nose and eyes up there? Ooh, that's creepy. Yeah, he's trying to rip it off, I think. Well, that's going to be fun to paint. All right, so this is Mashar, and he is for the Legion of the Fallen. And he's going to be a cost 2. And he doesn't do much. Like, his hit is 2. His graze is 1. He gets 1 for his accuracy. But here's his special ability. Convoke Fallen. When this unit is defeated, you may search your deck for a fallen unit of its rank or lower and play it exhausted without spending any echo. If you do, deploy it in this unit's place, equipped with any attachments this unit had, and then shuffle your deck. Wow. So he's going out there, and he can do damage, and you can play channels, and you could do some stuff with him, right? But then when he dies, you're getting another unit out there for nothing. That's one that I could just see being a problem. That's one. Definitely going to be a problem on the battlefield. All right, let's go to the next one. Liastrum Research. I know English. Don't come at me. This one looks creepy, and I didn't think it was going to look creepy just by looking at the image that they show. But when you go to his model, he's like a spider with Liastrum, like a tank on his back. Very, very creepy. Now I do like this one because there's not many cards, not very many units or anything that gives you back Echo playing as the Conclave. And it's frustrating because you can run out of Echo very quickly. Spell, so it is a Conclave unit, costs 3. It's spellbound and it's construct. Spell focus 1 AP. The next spell you play, this action costs 1 fewer Echo, which is always good. And Catalyst 2. Whenever you play a spell during the activation of a unit within 6 inches, you may exhaust this unit. If you do, reduce the cost of that spell by 2. Right there, especially if you're playing Polynor, you're getting free spells right from the door. You're getting it's insane. You're gonna just be bashing them over the head with spells. Twin Flames is just gonna be flying all over the place. I like this card a lot. It will definitely be going into my deck as soon as we can get them out. Bestial Advantage. No mercy from above. This one, as we're looking at it here, because it's got like a rock and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 birds. It looks like this is going to be a printer's nightmare for the stands for the support. So we'll see how this one goes. Very cool though. I like the blood on their beaks. I like the idea that whole what is the movie that with the birds that come down? Somebody say it in the comments. I know the movie. Is it The Birds? I don't think it's The Birds. Anyway, it's a black and white movie where the birds attack the woman. I forget the name of it. Anyway, it has that kind of vibe to it. Murder of Shriekers. And this is giving me like childhood trauma vibes, because my parents had birds throughout the house, and the sound of them shrieking in the evening, yeah, that was murder to my ears. So, yeah, just in case you were wondering. It is a unit. It is a beast. Cost 3 for Primal Blood, and it's not going to do much. It's going to move 8. It's going to have a 12 shield, and it's going to have 6 health. Okay, so really you're not doing much with this. Let's see what the abilities are, though. Overrun 2 for 2 AP, 2 action points. This unit performs a move that can pass over units and husks. Deal 2 damage to each unit it passes over this way. Wow. All right, so you're doing a move. So you're moving 8. Oh, wait. No, but it costs 2 AP. So you're moving 8. You're moving 1 move that's going to do this damage, which is pretty impressive. It has flying. Again, we know that one. While moving, this unit can pass over any obstacle. It also has phasing. Whenever a graze is scored against this unit, it prevents that damage. So it might have only 6 health, but if you're up against somebody with some bad rolls, they're not going to be doing much to this. So Murder of the Shriekers, if I had Primal Blood, that would be going into my deck. I love flying units. Now, this was one that when it was originally, the image was originally put out there, I was really into this one. Hands of the Church, unshaken by chaos, bound by command. All right. Swipe for the spoiler. Yeah, we're giving spoilers here. Gilded Sentries. This image of just 2 different armored individuals from the Order of the Shattered Throne with their weapons that combine to make one weapon, it kind of looks like. And then the models, just as fantastic as I thought they would be. Just look amazing. Okay, so This is a cost 7. Okay, so this is unique. You're not going to get multiples of this. The accuracy is 3. The hit is 5. Order of the Shattered Throne, they hit hard. So hard. Graze is a 2. Speed is 5. 14 for defense and 14 for health. And the abilities, whenever an enemy resolves an attack, you may exhaust this unit. If you do, it performs a charge against that enemy if able. So they are just charging. It also has reach 2. This unit's melee attacks can target enemies within 2 inches. So being able to do melee attacks within 2 inches doesn't even have to be an inch because those poles. I mean, look at how long those things are. I mean, please let me know in the comments which one of these cards you're most excited for. I think you've already heard mine. Now, this one, these type of cards and these type of models is why I haven't decided on a second deck yet, a second Seeker, but Legion of the Fallen is really tickling my fancy in terms of where I want to go with this. Because this thing, the harp on the back with the arms back there playing the harp, and in the front just damage and scariness, and it's amazing. A nice melody as you die. That's what I like. All right, so Mashar Deathsinger. All right. Costs 5 for Legion of the Fallen unit. She is a Fallen and Horror. She hits for 3, grazes for 2, accuracy of 2. Reach is 6. Her range. Speed 6. Defense 11. I like it. And health is 10. Now, this is where it all comes down to. This is what everybody cares about. The abilities. Mockery 2. Whenever an enemy within 6 inches resolves a graze, its owner loses 2 echo. If it's a critical graze, you also draw a card. Jinx. When this unit is defeated, each opponent discards a card. Oh, man, I don't want to come up against it. It's making me lose echo, especially playing Conclave, where echo is key to victory. No, I do not want to go against that. But if I do decide to come up with a Legion of the Fallen deck, which I'm very close, that's the one that I'm going to go with. So that is all the cards that they have released so far in terms of their abilities, their artwork, their minis that are going to be released. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that might be all of them. No, because we have 7 cards each pack, right? So that's not all of them, but that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's 11 so far, and we're not even fully out of the woods with that. Now, I've gone up to my local game store already and have pre-ordered the reinforcement packs. One thing that they are not telling us, this has not been announced, released, anybody, the price. The price. What is the price? How much are we paying for this? I mean, it can't be that much. You're talking about 7 cards, and then you add in the standees, so 7 standees. I've heard anywhere from somebody thinking $7 to somebody thinking $15. That's where I've been kind of hearing people discuss. Now, if we come over here to the tavern over on DeviantDiceRollers.com, I'd put up there, I think $7, the sweet spot. Maybe Garnathax thought 15-ish, maybe 15. Now, if you're going to buy the ball, you got to add that up. The amazing VHS, he said if you go in how they price the Seeker decks, maybe $15 at the most. Is $15 too much for the reinforcement packs? I mean, is that too much for you? Would you say never mind? I mean, you're already... This is the problem with these kind of games. I'm not saying it's, a deal breaker, but obviously for Loot Studios and Malediction, pricing is key, and they got to figure it out. But I can't imagine, if they outprice it, then somebody's just leaving the game because they're not going to continue playing and not be able to buy the extra cards. So they've got to figure out that price point, but also once that price point, if they can figure out that max, everybody's buying these. There's nobody that's going to have their deck and not have the reinforcement packs, whether they're putting all the cards in or one card in. They're not doing it. And the sheer fact that this isn't like a booster pack, you're not wondering what cards you're going to get in there. You don't have to buy a booster box to try and get all the cards you need, which you're spending $100 on. So really, is that $15 price point too much for the luxury of knowing what the cards are? There's so many different things that go into this business model of how to do expansion packs or extension packs, however you want to say it. That I don't see it. I don't see them outpricing themselves too bad. I think $15, that would be the limit. $7 is holy crap, they did really, really well. $15 is I don't really feel good about this, but I'm going to pay the money anyway. Hopefully by the next episode of Beyond the Conclave, we'll know and we'll be able to say. So please let me know in the comments how much is too much for you, how much is just right, how much is too little. Nobody ever talks about that either because they don't care about if it's too little a price, or if it's too little, does it lessen the value of the game? Some people talk about that. You keep making a premium price for a premium product kind of thing. So there's a lot going on there. I think there's cards I 100% need. There's cards I don't want others to have without me having certain cards. But at the same token, I'm still okay with the deck I have. With all that being said, I'm still buying them. So take that for what you will. All right? But let me know what you think. We do have the thread going on in the tavern over on Deviant Dice Rollers. So you can go over there. You can say it in the comments, or you can just message me in the Discord. Now on to our main topic. Choosing your faction. Dun dun dun. If you didn't know already, which I think you do, if you're on to episode 3 of a show called Beyond the Conclave, and you know that it's a Malediction podcast, a podcast dedicated to the absolute best MCG, miniatures card game slash miniatures tabletop game that nobody competes with, then you should know what's going on. You should know what the deal is. Here I am babbling. Let me take a drink. Okay. Anyway, so let's get back into this main topic. First one we're going to go with is Conclave of the Spheres. Now we're starting off with number 1 because, as you know, number 1 is the Conclave of the Spheres. I don't care what you say. But Conclave of the Spheres, they are mystical, they are magic, they are control, they are a control deck with tricks and ranged combat. And they are, in my mind, number 1. That's where you want to start. They have rewarding strategy, planning the spells and combos. The combos that you get to do with Polynor is just insane. I love playing spells from the graveyard. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out his special ability. You're able to play for an extra echo spells from the graveyard. So this way you're getting that spell twice, and then they get banished, and then you get another card from the top of the deck. Oh my God. Anytime I do that, the amount of appreciation I have for that combo is ridiculous. A little background on Conclave of the Spheres. They are organized into 2 different magical spheres. Thinking of them mostly like magical universities, corporations. Different spheres specialize in different forms of magic. Their philosophy motto is profit or perish. All right, and they are heavily connected to Liastrum. Liastrum is the strange blue substance used to manipulate reality and perform powerful magic. Powerful but potentially dangerous magic as well. They value knowledge, magic, influence, and opportunity. They don't necessarily need to overpower an enemy when they can outmaneuver or manipulate them. How they play. Strong focus on magic and spells. Amazing range capabilities. When I tell you I can keep my opponents halfway across the board, I'm not lying. Lots of battlefield manipulation. Nothing better than teleporting, using telekinesis, moving one of your opponents away from a husk when they think they've got the upper hand on you. Can disrupt enemy positioning and plans. Movement and teleportation tricks. Rewards planning several moves ahead. And probably Malediction's closest thing to the traditional control faction. Great for players who enjoy spellcasting, range attacks, tricks, positioning, and outsmarting your opponents. Counterspell. That's what I'm talking about. Very easy description. Conclave wants to outthink you. All right. I think the last game that I played where I was over to overtake the board, I did it within like 20 minutes. It was brutal. It was against Carbamok. It was amazing. I wish I had video of it. But yeah, so Conclave of the Spheres, in my opinion, at least from my gameplay, anything that I ever play, whether it's card games or video games, I'm always going to be, let me look this up. I'm always going to be a caster, no matter what. I think they are the most fun you could possibly have. The look on your opponent's face as you just destroy them with the Conclave, with your spells, with Polynor. When they thought they were going to do one thing and you kind of destroy their whole thinking process, it's amazing. The one deck that I think really makes me sit down and reevaluate my thinking is the Legion of the Fallen. That deck, that faction, really just kind of it humbles you. It humbles you. I'll tell you that much. Who used to? There was a wrestler who used to say, "I humble you. I humble you." Who was it? The Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik. If you don't know who that is, you didn't have a great childhood. Because man, knowing the Iron Sheik when I was younger, it also shows my age. The next one that we are going to look at, and I'm trying to find an image here. If I could just learn how to type, that would be great. All right, there's like no images, really? I was hoping for a really good image, but we could do an image of Sigrith. You know what? This one works good. Open link in new window. Oh, it took me here. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. All right. So, Order of the Shattered Throne. Durable, defensive, frustrating to play against. That is an understatement of the year to say that they are frustrating to play against. I just played against them yesterday at Top Deck in Cherry Hill, and I was playing against Mac, one of the members of Deviant Dice Rollers. And when I tell you it was a frustrating match to say the least, it was frustrating as anything, as they just kept healing each other over and over and over again, and I had nothing to come back with. Great for players who enjoy holding objectives. Defense, or armor, discipline, formation. Represents structure, faith, discipline, and restoration. They're a healing deck. All right? Sees itself as the heir to the great civilization that existed before the fall, and wants to rebuild the lost golden age. That's what they're all about. All right? They want to make Malediction great again. That's what they're trying to do. Believes stability and order need to be restored to the world. Important distinction. They're not simply stereotypical good knights. They believe strongly that their vision of civilization is necessary. They're willing to make sacrifice to accomplish it. Strong knightly holy warrior aesthetic. Very disciplined compared with factions like Primal Blood. All right? How to play them. All right? That's what everybody wants to know. How do we play these guys? Strong defensive faction. Generally durable models, armor, and defensive abilities. You're playing the long game with these guys. All right? You're playing the long game. You're staying in for the long haul. Units can be armor and defensive abilities. Units can benefit from supporting one another. That was one thing that was happening during my match yesterday, where I think it was Sigrith was in a cluster with a bunch of other units, and she was just buffing them like crazy. It was, ugh. Units can benefit from supporting each other. Positioning and formation can be very important. Good at establishing an area and making opponents fight to remove them. True. Less about explosive aggression, more about surviving and controlling important positions, and great for players who enjoy knights, armor, defensive play, formation, holding objectives, and methodical strategies. If that's stuff that you like, then guess what? Order of the Shattered Throne is where you want to be. That is a faction that is going to make you very happy. I'll tell you that right now. Easy description. Order wants to outlast you. And they do. And they will. They will. They're going to outlast you. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. All right. Now we move on to Legion of the Fallen. Dun, dun, dun. Where in the starter pack, you would get Vorendal, which here he is. Look at that guy. Look at that mug. Can I click on it? There it is. Vorendal. He is a really badass looking dude. Great to paint. The other Seeker from the faction box, Mordar. Morda? I say it? So many names I can't pronounce. She frustrates the hell out of me. Sage, I'm looking at you. Even though you haven't been around playing often, I still have nightmares. Legion of the Fallen. Undead, numbers, attrition, necromancy. Okay? Your toughest matchup as a conclave player. I cannot agree enough on this one. This is the toughest matchup I'm going to have. The primary undead necromantic faction. The living and dead exist together within their society. Their philosophy toward death is very different from the other factions. They don't necessarily view necromancy as inherently evil, which I would have to beg to differ. They see death as a problem that can potentially be overcome. So death can be overcome. If I say become overcome one more time, just turn the knob, shut the computer off, hit pause, throw your MP3 player out the window. Do people still have those? Do all that stuff. All right, I won't say it again. I promise. I don't want you to ruin anything that you have. Manipulate the life and death force known as soul breath. Their necromancers practice the Anushva. Anushva? It sounds like something from sounds like something from the Addams Family. Manushka can raise the fallen and command spirits, preserve knowledge through the dead, ultimately seek to overcome the curse of death, and their philosophy is essentially death doesn't necessarily have to be the end. It doesn't, everybody. It doesn't have to be the end. How to play. Strong emphasis on numbers. Can put lots of bodies onto the battlefield. Excellent attrition style faction. Comfortable trading models for advantages. Can overwhelm important areas. death and losing individual models isn't necessarily as devastating to their overall strategy. Can gradually grind opponents down, and great for players who enjoy undead, necromancers, basically people that are, still have issues. you, you might be going through a phase. Large number of models. Oh my God, the amount of models. Sacrificing pieces strategically. Attrition, overwhelming opponents. That's the problem. You just get so many units on the table. You're just overwhelming everybody with undead. Easy description. Legion wants to overwhelm you. Well, guess what, Legion? I feel overwhelmed, and I don't appreciate you overwhelming me when all I'm trying to do is play with you. I'm just trying to play. Don't be mean. All right? Next one, and the final one. Where is he at? Where is he at? I'm going to, you know what? We're not moving forward until I find my boy. I'm not moving forward until I find him. He is the poster child. Well, he was the poster child. I think he still is. In my opinion, he is still numero uno, number one. And I'm going to find... There he is. That's a good representation. No. You know what? I thought it was... You ever click on a Google image and you think that's a good representation, and it becomes bigger and you're like, maybe not. Man, I'm clicking on stuff and things are popping up. What the? Here we go. I think this will work. I know it's not a big enough payoff, but Primal Blood. And we're talking about Thunder Steps. Let's zoom in. Yeah, it zoomed in on him. Look at that big bad boy. He's also been known to be called out as Thunder Lips, Thunder Cheeks, Thunder Steps, and all the above. But it's neither here nor there. Where is he at? Let's get down here. Primal Blood, aggression, damage, speed, risk. Just run in there with ruthless aggression. All right. Warriors and shamans divided among numerous kiths. Connected to I can't even say her name. Ymiris, the All-Mother. Also connected to Avakra, the Dreaming Warrior. If you have no idea what I'm talking about here, you got to go read the lore over at malediction.gg. Strong relationship with the primal forces of the world. Culture emphasizes strength, survival, freedom, proving yourself against powerful opponents. Shamans channel primordial magic connected to Ymiris, and the power can carry Ymiris' pain, sorrow, and rage. Primal Blood is essentially willing to turn the raw power into a weapon. I don't know what that was. How to play. Malediction's aggressive, hard-hitting faction, capable of dealing serious damage, wants to get into combat and create pressure. Generally doesn't have the same defensive tools as the Order. It's not going to. It shouldn't. Rewards commitment and aggression. All right, a lot of charging. A lot. Can create extremely powerful offensive turns. Often accepts additional risks in exchange for greater damage. And I've seen that. Forces opponents to react to them. And great for players who enjoy aggressive play, melee, big damage, taking risks, constant pressure, and at the end of the day, smashing things. Do you sit there at home on the couch just thinking, I'd much rather be smashing things? Because if you do, I'm going to suggest you go get a Primal Blood deck, because you're going to be able to smash things. Just don't flip the table. Easy description. Primal Blood wants to smash you. Smash. Just, all right. I'm aging myself, but go back to the Flintstones. Bam, bam. Just smash. All right. That is all of the factions that we wanted to talk about. Well, that we can talk about, because it's all the factions they have. I mean, we talked about the main seekers that go into them, but there's a lot of seekers that make up the factions, the dual factions. So many different combinations you can make. It's amazing with such a small product pool to pull from, the amount of combinations you can already make so that you're never playing against somebody who's playing the same exact deck. I have not played against somebody playing exactly the same thing. There's no real, this is the right deck, this card has to be in there, this card has to be in there. Everything has been different so far, and it's made for a lot of fun and interesting games, I got to tell you. So please leave in the comments, let me know, the Discord, the tavern over at DeviantDiceRollers.com. What faction do you claim? Which one do you identify as? Do you identify as Order of the Shattered Throne? Are you with me, with Conclave of the Spheres? Do you want to smash things with Primal Blood and Thundersteps? Or are you the Legion of the Fallen and you love the undead and you think, what's the problem with necromancy? A little raising of the dead. What's the big deal? Just because you're dead doesn't mean you can't still fight. Right? All right. Coming up on September 5th in Top Deck, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the first Agnar. This is going to be Deviant Dice Rollers' first tournament. It's going to be Top Deck's first tournament for Malediction. All right. You get to register over on Longshanks. I will make sure to put a link in the description for this, but there's also links all over the place, including the website, DeviantDiceRollers.com, the Discord, Deviant Dice Rollers, and I'm trying to put it up as many places as I can. It's going to be starting at noon, $25 entry, which goes towards the prize pool for whoever wins. Standard format, 20-player cap, and prize support, including best painted and record-based store credit. There's also one extra little add-on to the first tournament. We've actually got a representative from Loot Studios that if you have been in the official Malediction Discord, you know him, Jason, the community manager. He's going to be taking the trip to the event on September 5th. Coming out to party with us, celebrate Malediction, celebrate a game that we all love, and have some fun. So that'll be cool to have a representative from Loot Studios there. And I want to see you guys there. I want to see every face come out, play. I want to see your miniatures. I want to see what you've painted. Or if you just are using the standees and the flat terrain, I want to see what kind of deck you've got, who you've chosen. What faction, what seeker. It's very interesting to see what everybody comes to the table with. So please go over to Longshanks at the link in the description and sign up for that. Grok, if you haven't met Grok yet, let me pull up Grok. So Grok, here, I'm going to get him. Grok is, come in here, go there. Grok is our resident mascot for Deviant Dice Rollers. All right, Grok is everywhere. Grok is taking over like crazy, and I am very proud to have him be the face of Deviant Dice Rollers. And here he is. Grok is a happy-go-lucky guy. He's a tavern guy. He likes to play, all right? He's not from the Malediction universe. He is a player. He wants to sit down at the table. He wants to play with you. He wants to have a game. He wants to drink a beer, and he wants to have a good time, all right? He wants to paint. He wants to print. He wants to show off what he's got. That's who Grok is. Grok is available on the site. He's going to welcome you there. He's also available on the Discord. You can go in there and ask Grok a question. He's going to lead you in the right direction, and very happy to have Grok as the front man, the Dave Thomas to the Wendy's, but Wendy's was really the figurehead, but it was really Dave. My brain hurts. Say hi to Grok. Anyway, Grok's Tavern question of the week. If you could only play one Malediction faction for the rest of the year, all right, I'm sorry, for next year. We're almost at the end of this year. Why would it be for this year? For the next year, which one would it be and why? All right, so you can't play any other faction. You're not allowed to pull out a different faction deck. You have to play one, and that's it for the next year. Why? Let us know over on the tavern or let us know over on the Discord. I would love to hear you guys' answer. So in closing, as we close out this episode, which I've been having a blast with, thank you guys for joining me for episode 3. I'm looking forward to episode 4, 5, and beyond. Really appreciate how quick and how awesome this community is growing and having fun. Again, that's what it's all about. I invite you guys all to please visit DeviantDiceRollers.com. Play Grok's games that we talked about in the beginning. Go up on the leaderboard. If I come over here right now and enter the site, I'm going to see who's at the top of the leaderboard for the Enter War Room. If I come over here, I'll let you guys watch what I'm doing. If I come over here to challenges and mini games, if I scroll down to the bottom, here we go. The Grok's Hall of Fame, most experience earned across every game in the tavern. The top of the list is Toktamish. Toktamish? I'm going to say that's how you say your name because there's a T-O-Q. I'm second, Toxic Mike. Third is Gardathax. Fourth, Guido. Fifth, Demonoid. And sixth, Malediction. All right, so head over there, play some of the games, and maybe you'll end up on the leaderboards as well. Join the tavern to join some discussions over there. Join the Discord. We're constantly in there. There's a lot of discussions. And right now on the Discord, we've got Show Us Your Warband, which I thought Show Us Your Warband was going to be showing us like your painted minis or something. But it's really become Show Us Your Pets. I'm not upset about this. This is a great thing. So if you want to show off your pets, go over to the Discord, go to Show Us Your Warband, and show off your pet. And please, please, please go register for the first Agnar tournament over at Longshanks. Again, link in the description. I wanted to keep it under an hour, did I? Yes, I did. Trying to make these episodes not too long. I don't want to go a full hour. Around half hour, 45 minutes, I think is more than enough to have a really meaningful conversation, to teach you guys a few things about Malediction for the newcomers, for the seasoned vets, for those people that are trying to min-max, and the people that are just trying to have fun. I'm trying to do episodes a little bit for everybody, but also not take up too much of your time so that you can get back to playing. Because I know that's what you want to do. Right? Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Right? Right. All right. With that being said, again, thank you. I am Toxic Mike. Thank you for hanging out with me. And until next time, I will see you beyond the conclave. I'm out. Thank you.
Every roll tells a story, just like this one.